I submit this statement on behalf of the Global Indigenous Women's Caucus from our pre-meeting held on April 17, 2026. Madam Chair, having this meeting in Conference Room 3 is a continued intentional effort to further limit our full meaningful participation and is a direct violation of the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, the Convention on Human Rights, Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. Because, as Indigenous peoples, our mandate is to speak for peoples and living beings that can't speak for themselves. As Oren Lyons, a 96-year-old elder from my community, whose work has helped with others to ensure that we gained a place at the UN to discuss issues affecting us, has previously stated on the floor here, he has always said, if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. The United Nations Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues is the largest annual gathering of Indigenous peoples in the world, with the highest advisory body to ECOSOC, and now we have agencies and member states that will take the majority of this precious time that we have left with no interactive overflow room being provided. As our Madam Chair has stated, this is not how we treat our relatives, especially not in our own forum. This is unacceptable. Empowering Indigenous agro-ecology and inherent relationships with nature, Article 25 of the UNDRIP states that Indigenous peoples have the right to maintain and strengthen their distinctive relationships with their lands, territories, waters, and coastal seas, and other resources, and to uphold their responsibilities to future generations. However, so-called critical mineral mining practices worldwide are conducted in ways that violate our rights to free, prior, and informed consent. Mining poses a distinct threat to the Indigenous people's way of life and well-being, polluting our waters, lands, and destroying biodiversity. We call on the World Health Organization to recognize the impact of green industry mining on Indigenous health and territories. As a key method to ensuring the survival of our traditional food systems and resisting assimilation into industrial agriculture, we call on the Food and Agriculture Organization to direct funding to initiatives by Indigenous organizations that support Indigenous agroecology. Violations against women's rights. Regarding General Recommendation number 39 on the rights of Indigenous women and girls, we recognize with great concern that Indigenous women continue to face disproportionate levels of discrimination, gender-based violence, and violation of our rights, particularly in cases where Indigenous women are at risk through displacement. We call on the ICJ and the Human Rights Council to convene a tribunal for women's rights violations, including testimony and interventions.